Onboarding is always a little bit of a faff, but it is really important, and there are ways to streamline your onboarding process. What you ask for will depend on the service that you provide. I'm an SEO, so I'm dealing a lot with content and requesting content from writers as well, and I'm also looking after the website technically. So my onboarding process normally starts with some kind of a meeting to know the client, a proposal which they agree to, and a contract. I used to just do this in an email. I would just list out what was happening, for what money, and when things were going to be due and paid. Now I have a little bit more of an official contract, and what I also send is like an onboarding document. So I did that to streamline my process and make sure that I got all the access that I needed. In the onboarding document, I have about 2 pages. The first page is just requesting access to marketing tools, so access to Google Search Console, Analytics, maybe Hotjar if they're using it, or any other tools that the client might want to give me access to, sometimes Google Ads, that kind of thing. I always ask for the highest possible access just to make things easier, especially if I'm working with the clients on a long-term basis, so we're probably going to be working together for a year, for example. I just try and get the most amount of access I can, because the more I've got, the better, really, just to save me saying, oh, can I have more access to do this or that task later down the line. The second page of the onboarding document is things like access to their tone of voice, branding documents, anything that I should read to understand their brand more. And this is because I'm requesting content quite a lot, so I want to make sure I'm going to request something that's in line with the brand voice. Now, there are ways to streamline processes. You will have many different contracts or many different edits to make every time you onboard someone. If you are being quite reactive to their needs, so the client says, well, we want to create 4 pieces of content a month, or another client wants 10, another client wants 7, maybe one client wants long form blogs, one wants Instagram posts. You end up having to adjust your documentation to suit this brand new client who's telling you what they want. As a freelancer, what you want to aim to do eventually is you kind of promote yourself to some degree from a freelancer to a consultant. Now, the consultant role is a little bit more strategic. So instead of you relying on the client to tell you what they want, you will end up telling them what they need. So you will position yourself as the expert who has all of the secrets, all of the packages to take them from a website doing X to a website doing Y. When you do that, you can start to productize your offering. So instead of just being kind of reactive to what the client wants, you're going to have this tried and tested methodology process that will take that client from where they are now to where they want to be. And over time, you will develop this naturally. So if you're a freelancer now who's kind of a little bit sick of rewriting contracts all the time, maybe it's time to stop, look at all the work you've done for previous clients and decide what you sell a lot of now, or what you think worked really well and you wish your clients would do, and turn that into something of a package. Now, when you do that, you end up with very easy to use, easy to kind of regurgitate, templatable documents, contracts, etc. So for a client who wants to go from 1,000 new visitors a month to 7,000 new visitors a month, you know that it's going to take approximately X pieces of content per month, plus, I don't know, maybe you would also bolt on things like social media content as well. And I'm talking a lot about content here, because it's a lot of what I do and a lot of what people who are following me are doing. But the same applies for any other marketing or freelance service. You need to start creating these packages, productize your offering, and you need to start giving people the prescription to what they need to solve their problems. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's helpful to some of you who are just kind of like sick of the onboarding process. That is the key to moving from someone who is at the mercy of what the client asks to someone who is giving the client what they need.